They thought Earth was young, but we were the elders all along. The council chamber floated silently in orbit around the planet Zarnath, a world at the heart of the Galactic Alliance. Its walls glimmered with strange, living metals that seemed to pulse with quiet energy. Inside, dozens of alien delegates from many worlds gathered in tense silence. They had been waiting for hours, their long, twisting limbs and shimmering forms reflecting the soft lights of the chamber. The room was large enough to hold thousands, yet every one of the assembled species felt the weight of the moment. Humans had arrived in the galaxy only a few decades ago, but their sudden emergence had caused a ripple of unease among older civilizations. Many believed Earth to be a young world, primitive in culture and knowledge. They assumed humans had little to contribute and that they were reckless, untested by the long history of the stars. Ambassador Claire Morgan walked calmly through the chamber, her uniform crisp and simple. She was human, yet her presence carried authority. She moved past the towering delegates, their eyes narrowing or widening as they assessed her. Some whispered to one another in alien tones, wondering how humans could have crossed the vast distances of space so quickly. The humans had no grand warships, no fleets of millions, and yet here they were, uninvited but impossible to ignore. Claire's mind remained steady. She had prepared for this meeting for months, studying the alien languages, learning their protocols, and anticipating every insult or challenge they might throw at her. She knew that patience was their greatest weapon. The council assumed humans were young and naive. They did not know that humans had a history older than most of the stars they so proudly named and mapped. Captain Lucas Grant, standing behind Claire, adjusted his sleeves. His dark eyes scanned the chamber carefully, noting every detail. The positions of the delegates, the subtle gestures of their limbs, the soft hums of their voice frequencies. He was a seasoned explorer, and he knew that in space, every move, every gesture could carry meaning. Beside him, Dr. Ben Carter studied a small data tablet, reviewing ancient maps and archives that humans had quietly recovered in secret. They had found hints of Earth's true past, scattered across forgotten ruins and hidden records, but the Council would never expect them to know so much so soon. The Council leader, a tall alien named Varkin, cleared his throat. His voice carried through the chamber in a strange harmony, amplified but not harsh. "Humans," he said, "you arrive at a time of great importance. The galaxy has observed your world for centuries, and yet your presence is sudden. We wonder how you, a young and inexperienced species, have crossed the stars. Do you understand the dangers you face, the responsibilities you cannot yet bear?" Claire took a deep breath and stepped forward. "We understand," she said simply. Her words were calm, steady, carrying a confidence that drew the eyes of every delegate. "Humans have faced dangers before. We know responsibility, and we have traveled far not out of recklessness, but because it was time to act." A ripple of murmurs passed through the council. Many of the older delegates exchanged glances. They were not used to a species speaking so plainly, so directly, without fear. Varkin's long, slender fingers tapped the podium. "And yet," he continued, "your world is young, your history among the stars is brief. You cannot have the knowledge required to navigate the complexities of galactic politics, of interstellar war or peace. Do you imagine yourselves equals to us?" Lucas stepped forward, his voice low but firm. "We do not imagine ourselves equals," he said, "but we have learned lessons older than most of you. Our history is not short, even if you cannot see it. Humans have survived, adapted, and endured. That gives us wisdom." The delegates looked puzzled. Wisdom came with age, with experience, they thought. But humans were supposed to be new, inexperienced, eager to jump into the galaxy without understanding its rules. And yet, something in the calm confidence of the humans unsettled them. Meanwhile, Claire's mind wandered to the secret data the humans had uncovered. On distant, abandoned worlds, they had found ruins older than the oldest alien records. Symbols in the stone matched human cave art from tens of thousands of years ago. Star maps etched into crystal and metal revealed patterns that led back to Earth. Humans had once walked among the stars, had seeded worlds, had watched over civilizations long before the Council existed. They had chosen to disappear, hiding their history to prevent repeating past mistakes. The aliens did not know this, and for now the humans allowed them to believe they were young. They allowed the Council to underestimate them. It was a game of patience, a test of perception. Varkin leaned forward slightly, his voice dropping. "Perhaps your species is clever," he said. "But cleverness alone cannot guide fleets, protect worlds, or resolve conflicts that have lasted millennia. What do you bring that we do not already have?" Claire smiled faintly. "We bring choice," she said. "We bring perspective, and we bring experience you cannot measure simply by years or fleets. Humans have learned to endure, to recover, and to act when it is needed most. That is our gift." There was silence. The delegates whispered, unsure how to respond. Some seemed offended. Others were clearly intrigued. Lucas moved to the side, watching for signs of aggression or deception. Humans were not afraid, but they were careful. They had traveled too far, learned too much to make mistakes here. Dr. Ben Carter's tablet buzzed quietly. He glanced at it, noting the coordinates of the ancient ruins. They had not shared this information with the Council. For now, it remained human knowledge, a hidden advantage. The galaxy assumed Earth was new. They did not know that humans were the elders, the forgotten caretakers who had once guided the early civilizations of the stars. A delegate from a water-based world whose body shimmered like liquid silver spoke up. "You say you have knowledge older than our records. How can we trust this? Show us proof." Claire shook her head. "Proof is not needed yet," she said. "Actions will speak when the time comes. For now, understand that humans are not here to fight. We are here because something larger requires us to act." Another delegate, this one with a crystalline body that glowed faintly, leaned closer. "And if your actions fail, if your species is as young as we believe." "What then?" Lucas stepped forward this time, his voice firm. "Then we adapt," he said. "Humans have survived everything the universe could throw at us. Wars, disasters, loss, extinction events. We endure. That is our way." The chamber was quiet for a long moment. Varkin looked around at the other delegates, their glowing eyes and shifting forms betraying doubt. Humans were supposed to be reckless, naive, untested. And yet, here they stood, calm, composed, speaking with confidence and knowledge that no young species should have. Claire allowed herself a small, inward smile. They thought Earth was young. They did not know that humans had walked among the stars long before most of the Council had been born. They did not know that humans had built, guided, and sometimes destroyed, all before choosing to hide. They did not know that patience and secrecy were their greatest weapons. The meeting continued for hours, debates and questions and challenges. Humans answered carefully, never revealing more than necessary. The Council grew increasingly uneasy. Every word, every gesture from the humans hinted at experience and understanding beyond what the aliens expected. They had underestimated humanity, and it was beginning to show. Finally, the Council adjourned for a break, and Claire, Lucas, and Ben stepped aside. "They're nervous," Lucas said quietly. Claire nodded. "Yes, they have no idea what they are facing. They think we are young. They think we are untested. They will learn soon enough that we have walked these paths before." Ben looked up from his tablet. "And when they learn, it will change everything." The stars outside the chamber sparkled as if in agreement. Humans were not reckless newcomers. They were observers, survivors, and guardians. And for the first time in centuries, they were ready to remind the galaxy who they really were. As Claire walked back toward the human shuttle, she glanced at the council chamber one last time. The delegates were discussing in whispers, their forms shifting with unease. The humans had not said much, but what they had said carried weight. The galaxy had assumed Earth was young. They were about to discover that the elders had returned. The humans moved silently through the docking bay, their steps confident, precise. Outside, the stars stretched endlessly, waiting. Humanity had come far, and they had only just begun. Even as the council debated, even as they doubted, humans prepared quietly. Plans were made, systems checked, and the ancient knowledge of Earth stirred once more. One day, the galaxy would see that human history was not short. It was older than most civilizations. It was a story of endurance, of wisdom, of survival. And the council would have no choice but to listen. For now, patience was the key. The galaxy would think Earth was young. They would continue to underestimate humans, but patience had a purpose, and the elders had returned to remind everyone of it. The stars shone, the ships hummed, and humanity waited, ready for what was to come. The shuttle glided silently through the blackness of space, leaving the orbit of Zarnath behind. Inside, Captain Lucas Grant looked out of the wide viewport, watching the stars stretch into long trails of light. His mind was focused on the mission ahead, but his thoughts often drifted back to the council chamber and the reactions of the alien delegates. They had underestimated humans, as usual, but Lucas knew that the real test was still to come. Beside him, engineer Ethan Cole adjusted a console, checking the coordinates of a distant world marked in their ancient records. The planet was abandoned now, a dead sphere of rock and dust, but long ago it had been a center of life, a place where humans once walked freely among the stars. Ethan's hands moved quickly over the controls, bringing up holographic maps of ruins scattered across its surface. The symbols etched into the ruins matched patterns humans had used for centuries, even millennia. They were more than decorations. They were messages, reminders of a past that few still remembered. Historian Amy Brooks sat nearby, her eyes scanning the data feeds. She had spent years piecing together fragments of human history scattered across the galaxy. Every new discovery made the story clearer, yet more astonishing. Humans had once built colonies far beyond Earth, civilizations that had thrived and disappeared long before most alien species had evolved. Their records had been lost, buried in ruins, or hidden deliberately. The galaxy believed humans were young. In truth, they had been elders all along. Ethan turned to Amy, his expression serious. These ruins, they are older than anything the Council has, older than any record we have seen in the alien archives. They knew about humans, but they forgot, or maybe they chose to ignore it. Amy nodded. Yes, and what we are seeing now, it proves what the elders always said. Humanity has walked among the stars for a long time. We just forgot for a while, or we hid ourselves to protect others. Captain Lucas leaned back in his chair, watching the planet approach on the sensors. We need to be careful. The Council thinks we are inexperienced. They think we do not understand the galaxy. If we show them too much too soon, they will react with fear or worse, aggression. We have to uncover the truth quietly, step by step. Claire Morgan joined them, her eyes bright with determination. And when the time comes, we will show them everything, not to threaten them, but to remind them who humans really are. The galaxy needs to know that Earth is not new, humanity is not young, we are the elders. The shuttle descended through the thin atmosphere of the dead planet. Its surface was gray and rocky, scarred by impacts from long-forgotten meteors. As they landed, a cloud of dust rose around the ship, settling slowly back onto the ground. The ruins stretched out before them, jagged stone structures half buried in ash. Symbols glimmered faintly in the light, etched deep into the walls. Some of the marks looked like simple shapes, others were complex patterns, but all of them carried meaning for those who could read them. Ethan led the team cautiously across the barren surface. The wind, though thin, carried a cold bite. Every step echoed on the rocky ground. As they approached the largest structure, Amy's eyes widened. This is a record hall," she whispered. "The carvings, the symbols, they are a history of human activity in this region. It is older than most civilizations we know." Lucas scanned the area. "Keep alert. We do not know what might still be functional here. Systems could be damaged but not completely dead. Sensors might trigger alarms, or automated defenses could still be active." Claire walked ahead, her hand brushing over the smooth, carved walls. "These symbols, they tell a story of humans guiding other civilizations, protecting fledgling worlds, even fighting to prevent galactic disasters. We are not just explorers or settlers. We were caretakers, and we may still be." Ethan knelt beside a broken console, wiping away dust and dirt. His hands moved carefully, tracing ancient controls. "Some of these systems still have power. They are waiting for someone who knows the sequence. And we do." Amy examined a large mural. The colors had faded, but the shapes were clear. "Look at this. Humans standing among alien species, teaching them, helping them. This matches legends we found in old Earth texts. Stories passed down in fragments for thousands of years. The legends were true. We really did once watch over the galaxy." Lucas crossed his arms. "It explains a lot why the Council fears us now, even though they think we are young. They are sensing the depth of our history, even if they cannot fully see it yet." Claire nodded. "Exactly. For centuries, humans hid. We allowed others to grow and learn without interference. But the records were never completely lost. And now it is time to remember. To show the galaxy that we were not late, not inexperienced, not new. We were always here, and we still are." They moved deeper into the ruins. The structures became larger, more complex. Doors that had not opened in centuries slid silently as Ethan activated old systems. Lights flickered on, casting a pale glow over the halls. Symbols on the walls pulsed faintly, as if recognizing the presence of those who once belonged. Amy traced her fingers along the carvings. This is incredible. These structures were designed to last thousands of years. They anticipated decay, war, even the rise and fall of civilizations, and yet here they are waiting for humans to return. Lucas looked at the ceiling where constellations were mapped with small crystal lenses. These maps, they are star charts. Some of these stars are no longer alive. Others have never been cataloged by the Council. Humans recorded them all long before others could even name them. Claire took a deep breath. And the knowledge in these halls, it could change everything. We can rebuild it, piece it together, and use it to protect the galaxy if needed. The Council may not believe us now, but soon they will have no choice. Ethan reached a central chamber. A large platform rose from the ground, etched with symbols and lined with dormant consoles. He pressed a sequence of buttons, and slowly the systems came to life. Holographic images filled the room, star maps, diagrams of ancient ships, and records of long-forgotten wars. Amy gasped. These records, they show humanity fighting to preserve worlds from destruction. We were not just explorers, we were guardians. Lucas looked at the projections, studying the patterns. And this technology, it is advanced even by today's standards. How did we create this so long ago? How did we survive and leave it hidden? Claire smiled faintly. Because humans are patient, because we knew that one day the galaxy would need us again, and now that time is here. The room hummed with energy. Ancient machines responded to their presence, activating in ways no alien could have anticipated. Symbols glowed, doors opened, and devices whirred to life. The ruins, silent for thousands of years, seemed to recognize its old masters. Ethan moved to a console that displayed the history of human expansion. Look at this. These records show every human colony, every interaction with alien civilizations, every conflict and peacekeeping mission. Humans were everywhere, guiding, protecting, teaching. We were not young, we were elders. Amy examined the records carefully. And the Council, they think they are older, wiser, more experienced, but they are blind to what came before them. They do not know the history that humans carry in our blood, and now we have the proof. Lucas stepped forward. We must be careful. This knowledge is powerful. If the Council sees it too soon, they may panic. Or worse, they may try to control us or challenge us before they are ready. We need to plan how to reveal it and when. Claire nodded. Yes, we will show them our history, but not all at once. The galaxy must understand that humans are not reckless, that our patience is deliberate, and that our knowledge is vast. They must realize that we are not young. We are the elders. They spent hours exploring the ruins, piecing together the story of humanity's past. Every hall, every chamber, every holographic record revealed more about the humans who had once walked among the stars. It was a history of resilience, of wisdom, and of quiet strength. A history the galaxy had forgotten, but one humans could now reclaim. As the sun of the dead planet began to rise, casting pale light across the ruins, Lucas looked at his team. We have found what we came for. The evidence is here. The galaxy may doubt us, but we know the truth. Humanity has always been older, wiser, and stronger than they imagined. Claire smiled. And soon the Council will see it too. When the time is right, we will remind them that Earth is not new, that humans are not inexperienced, and that the elders have returned. Ethan looked around at the glowing symbols and humming machines. It feels alive, like the planet itself recognizes us, like it has been waiting for this moment. Amy nodded. Yes, the elders have returned, and the galaxy will never be the same. Lucas turned back to the viewport. The stars stretched endlessly, and the silence of space seemed to hum with possibility. Humans had rediscovered their past, and with it, the power to guide the future. The galaxy may have thought Earth was young, but the truth was far older. The elders had returned, and their story was just beginning. The shuttle lifted off from the dead planet, leaving behind the ruins that had once been a center of human knowledge. The engines hummed steadily, carrying the team back into the vast black of space. Captain Lucas Grant stared out of the viewport, watching the planet shrink into a small gray dot among the stars. Every discovery they had made weighed heavily on him. Humanity had once walked among the stars, guiding civilizations, protecting worlds, and fighting to preserve life. The galaxy had assumed humans were young. They had assumed humans were weak. But the truth was far older and far stronger than anyone could imagine. Claire Morgan sat beside him, her hands folded neatly in her lap. She looked calm, but her mind was alive with calculations, strategies, and possibilities. The council believed humans were inexperienced, but she knew that patience and planning were far more powerful than recklessness. Humans had waited for centuries to reveal their true history. Now, the time was approaching. Dr. Ben Carter tapped on a small data pad, reviewing the records they had recovered. "The technology here is incredible," he said. "Ships, weapons, and systems that were hidden for thousands of years. The Council thinks they know the limits of the universe, but humans have long passed them. We just chose to step back and watch." Engineer Ethan Cole, sitting across from them, nodded. "It's hard to believe," he said. "All those civilizations we thought were the first, humans were there first. We shaped the galaxy before most species even existed. And we forgot. Or maybe we hid it on purpose." Amy Brooks leaned forward, her eyes bright. "We didn't hide it because we were afraid. We hid it because we were wise. Humans have always known that power comes with responsibility. We chose to wait to let other species grow, to see what they could do. And now we know it is time to return." Lucas spoke quietly, almost to himself. "And the Council, they still think they are guiding us. They think they are teaching humans, but they have no idea. They do not see the history we carry in our genes, in our knowledge, in our memory. When they realize the truth, it will change everything." The shuttle passed through a field of small, frozen asteroids, the light from distant stars reflecting off their icy surfaces. Claire's mind drifted to the council chamber and the alien delegates. They were proud, arrogant, and certain of their superiority. They had judged humans by appearances, assuming youth meant weakness, assuming silence meant ignorance. But humans had walked this path before. Humans had endured wars that spanned centuries, disasters that wiped out worlds, and conflicts that reshaped galaxies. Humans were not reckless. Humans were patient, deliberate, and strong. Ethan broke the silence. "What do we do with all this knowledge? The Council will never accept it if we show it too soon. They will see it as a threat." Amy thought for a moment. "We don't need to show it yet. We just need to be ready. They will test us. They will challenge us. And when the time comes, we will show them the truth, not to threaten, not to conquer, but to remind them of who we are." Lucas turned toward them, his dark eyes serious. "The galaxy has forgotten. The Council has forgotten. Humanity has stepped back, allowed others to grow, allowed mistakes to happen. But now, we are here again, and the mistakes of the past will not repeat." The shuttle passed through a region of space filled with faint, colorful nebulae. The light danced across the hull, giving the interior a soft glow. Claire watched the colors and thought of the civilizations that humans had once nurtured. Some had flourished, others had fallen, but every life, every choice, had been guided by humans at some point. They were the hidden guardians, the silent elders, and soon the galaxy would learn the truth. Ethan adjusted the shuttle's trajectory. "We're approaching a system that was once one of our oldest colonies. It was abandoned centuries ago, and the Council has no records of it. If the technology is still there, it could change everything." Amy's eyes widened. "Do you think it survived after all this time?" Lucas smiled faintly. "Humans built things to last, systems, cities, knowledge. We prepared for the long term. The galaxy may not believe it, but we knew what we were doing. It's why the elders always endure." The shuttle entered the system, revealing a planet covered in forests and rivers, though the cities lay in ruins. Broken towers and half-collapsed structures reflected the sunlight. Signs of life were sparse, but the echoes of human civilization were still there, hidden beneath layers of time and growth. Claire leaned forward, studying the planet. "This is incredible. The records match what we found on the dead planet. Humans built this as a center of learning, a hub for guidance long before most species existed. And the Council has no idea." Lucas nodded. "And that is how we will use it. Knowledge, patience, preparation. We will not act recklessly. We will show the galaxy what it means to be human, slowly, deliberately, so they understand and respect the truth." They landed near the largest ruins, where a towering structure still stood, its outer walls cracked but intact. Ethan and Amy stepped out first, carefully moving toward the entrance. Symbols etched into the stone pulsed faintly, responding to their presence. The air smelled faintly of ozone and old metal, the remnants of ancient power still lingering in the atmosphere. Inside, the hall stretched endlessly, lined with carvings and symbols that glowed faintly. Holographic systems flickered to life as Ethan activated the controls. Maps of star systems, records of human colonies, and diagrams of advanced technology filled the room. It was a treasure trove of human history, preserved perfectly for those who knew how to read it. Amy ran her fingers over a holographic display, tracing the paths of human expansion. Look at this. Every colony, every mission, every interaction with alien civilizations, humans were everywhere. We guided, we protected, we taught. We were not just survivors. We were leaders, guardians of life across the galaxy. Lucas watched silently, absorbing the weight of their discoveries. And the Council, they think they are leaders. They think they are the oldest, the wisest, but they have no idea. Humans have seen what they cannot imagine. Humans have endured what they cannot survive. And soon the galaxy will know it too. Claire stepped into the central chamber where a massive console hummed with energy. Symbols and holograms activated in response to her presence. "The Elders are awake," she said softly. "The galaxy may have forgotten us, but we have not forgotten ourselves, and we are ready to reclaim our place." Ethan activated a series of controls, bringing more systems online. Lights pulsed, doors opened, and machines hummed as they responded to human presence. The ruins, silent for centuries, seemed to awaken, recognizing the return of their masters. Amy examined a display showing ancient conflicts and peacekeeping missions. Humans have always balanced power with wisdom. We have fought, yes, but only to protect. We have built, yes, but only to guide. And now, the galaxy will see what it has been missing. Lucas looked at the team. This is only the beginning. The Council thinks they are in control, but they have no idea what humans are capable of. We will proceed carefully, but when the time comes, we will remind them that Earth is not young and humans are not inexperienced. We are the Elders, and the galaxy will have to listen. Outside, the stars stretched endlessly. The shuttle rested on the planet's surface, but the galaxy itself seemed to hum with anticipation. Humans had rediscovered their history, their knowledge, and their purpose. The Council may doubt them now, but the truth was unstoppable. Claire smiled at the team. "We are ready." The Council will learn that patience is power, that knowledge is strength, and that humans have always been more than they appear. We are not new. We are the Elders, and the galaxy will remember us. Ethan looked at the glowing symbols around them. "It feels like the planet itself knows we are here, like it has been waiting for this moment." Amy nodded. "Yes, we have returned, and the galaxy will never be the same." Lucas turned toward the viewport, his mind already planning the next steps. Humans had walked among the stars before, and they were ready to do so again. Their history, their knowledge, and their strength would guide the future. The Council may have thought Earth was young, but the truth was far older, far wiser, and far stronger. As the sun rose over the ruined planet, casting light across the broken towers and ancient halls, the humans prepared for the journey ahead. The galaxy had assumed they were new. They had assumed they were weak, but the Elders had returned. And the universe would soon learn the truth. The human fleet moved silently through space, its ships glinting faintly in the light of distant stars. Captain Lucas Grant stood on the bridge of the flagship, scanning the vast emptiness ahead. The Council worlds lay beyond, shining like jewels against the darkness. For centuries, the Council had believed humans to be young, inexperienced, and insignificant. They had underestimated humanity's reach, its history, and its quiet strength. Now humans were returning, not as supplicants, not as newcomers, but as elders, ready to remind the galaxy who had once watched over it. Ambassador Claire Morgan stood beside Lucas, her calm presence steadying the nerves of the crew. She had spent months preparing for this moment, learning the Council's procedures, studying their languages, understanding their culture. The Council assumed humans were naive, but humans had patience. Humans had wisdom. And patience and wisdom were far more powerful than arrogance or numbers. Dr. Ben Carter studied a series of holographic maps. "The Council does not know we are here. They think they control everything, but their records are incomplete. They have forgotten the role humans played in the galaxy. Soon they will see the truth." Engineer Ethan Cole checked the systems, ensuring every ship, every console, and every weapon was ready. Humans did not come to threaten. They came to remind. But they were prepared for any challenge. Every ship in the fleet carried technology recovered from ancient ruins, systems built by humans thousands of years ago, hidden and waiting for the day their masters would return. Historian Amy Brooks moved quietly through the bridge, reviewing data about the Council's fleets. They were large, but not invincible. The council had grown complacent over centuries of power. They had not anticipated the return of the humans, the elders who had once guided civilizations and shaped the stars. Lucas turned to Claire. "We are approaching the outer rim of council space. They will detect us soon. Their sensors are good, but they have no idea what they are seeing. They do not know the ships are centuries ahead in design, nor do they know what humans are capable of. They will react, and when they do, we must be ready." Claire nodded. "Yes, we will not strike first. But we will not be ignored. The galaxy needs to know the truth. Humanity is not young. We are the elders, and we have returned." Outside, stars streaked past as the fleet accelerated. Sensors began picking up the council patrols. Small scout ships moved quickly, attempting to identify the approaching fleet. The council did not yet understand that these ships were unlike anything they had seen. Humans had built their technology in secret, using knowledge older than most civilizations in the galaxy. Lucas watched the approaching scouts. "They think they are safe," he said quietly. "They have no idea what is coming." Ethan's hands moved over the controls, activating defensive and offensive systems. "They will soon learn that humans are not to be underestimated. Every system we recovered from the ruins is functional. Every ship is ready. The elders are awake." Claire moved to a display showing the council's main fleet. "They are gathering their forces," she said. "They know we are close, but they do not understand the truth. They think we are young and inexperienced. They are about to realize how wrong they are." The council worlds were vast, with fleets numbering in the hundreds. Their ships were heavily armed, their technology advanced. Yet they had forgotten the humans. They had forgotten that humans had once guided the stars, fought wars to preserve life, and built technology beyond what any species could imagine. They had assumed humans were weak, and they were about to learn that arrogance was dangerous. Lucas activated the communication array. The council ships turned, their sensors detecting the human fleet. Varkin, the council leader, appeared on the main screen, his expression a mixture of shock and disbelief. "Humans," he said, his voice trembling slightly. "You cannot enter council space without permission. Identify yourselves and state your purpose." Claire's voice was calm, steady, and filled with authority. "We are humans. We have returned not as newcomers, but as elders. The council has forgotten our history, our role, and our responsibility. We are here to remind you. We do not come to fight, but we will not be ignored." A murmur spread through the council fleet. Many of the delegates whispered in alarm, their forms shifting with unease. They had assumed humans were young and inexperienced. Now they realized that the humans before them carried knowledge, power, and history that the council had long forgotten. Varkin's eyes narrowed. "This is impossible. Humans are supposed to be young. Your technology is far beyond your records. Explain yourselves." Lucas stepped forward. "The council has forgotten what humans were capable of. We have walked among the stars for centuries, guided civilizations, and built knowledge you cannot yet comprehend. You assumed Earth was young. You assumed we were inexperienced. You were wrong. We are the elders, and the galaxy must remember." The council delegates reacted with shock and fear. Some whispered urgently to each other, while others attempted to activate their weapons. But before they could, the human fleet demonstrated its capabilities. Ships long hidden in deep space emerged from hyperspace, surrounding the council fleet with precision and silent efficiency. Ancient systems recovered from human ruins powered their shields, their engines, and their weapons. The council's forces were strong, but they were not prepared for the elders. Ethan activated one of the ancient defense systems. A pulse of energy radiated through space, scanning the council ships. Shields flickered and alarms sounded. "They cannot block this," he said quietly. "The technology is too old, too advanced, and they do not understand it. They have underestimated us." Amy watched the council's reaction. "They are panicking," she said. "They thought humans were young and weak. Now they see we are not. They see the truth, and it frightens them." Claire addressed the council again, her voice carrying across the void. "We do not come to conquer. We do not come to enslave. We come to remind you of history, to remind you of responsibility. Humans have always been watchers, guardians, and guides, and now we return to fulfill that role once more." Varkin hesitated, his long fingers tapping nervously. "You speak of history we cannot verify. You claim knowledge we cannot see. How can we trust you?" Lucas smiled faintly. "Trust is not given by words. Trust is earned by actions. Watch closely." Humans have returned, and we have the strength, knowledge, and patience to prove ourselves. Suddenly, the human fleet activated another system. Long dormant beacons scattered across nearby star systems came to life, responding only to human signals. Lights flashed, energy surged, and ancient defenses awakened. The Council fleet shuddered as shields flared and sensors overloaded. Their weapons systems, advanced though they were, struggled to adapt. Amy gasped. "These beacons, they are ours." Long before the Council existed, humans built them to protect the galaxy, and now they are responding again. Ethan's fingers flew over the controls. Every system is connected. Every defense, every map, every record. The Council has no idea what humans left behind. They assumed we were young and weak. They were wrong. The Council delegates argued among themselves. Some wanted to attack, believing humans were a threat. Others hesitated, realizing the humans' strength and history. Fear and confusion spread through the fleet like wildfire. Claire's voice cut through the tension. "We do not threaten you. We do not seek war, but the galaxy has forgotten its elders. Humans have walked among the stars, and our responsibility has not ended. We are here to guide, protect, and remind. Accept it or resist, but know this, the elders have returned." Varkin's eyes widened. You are not young. You are the elders, and your technology, your knowledge, it surpasses us." Lucas nodded. "Yes, the Council assumed Earth was young. You assumed humans were inexperienced. You were wrong. We have walked these paths before. We have endured. We have guided. And now we return." The Council fleet faltered. Their ships trembled under the presence of humans, their systems struggling to adjust to the ancient technology now active in space. Fear spread among the delegates, some openly showing panic. They had misjudged humans, and now they faced the consequences of their arrogance. Ethan activated a final system, a demonstration of power that left no doubt. Ancient defense arrays flared across the sector, illuminating space with energy pulses that synchronized perfectly with the human fleet. The Council ships could not touch them. Their weapons were too slow, their shields too weak. Humans had arrived, and they had the advantage of centuries-old technology, wisdom, and strategy. Amy whispered, "They will never forget this. The galaxy assumed we were young, but now they see the truth. We are the elders." Claire turned to Lucas. "This is only the beginning. The Council will adapt, they will debate, but we have shown them what humans are capable of. Patience and preparation are more powerful than arrogance." Lucas looked out at the Council fleet, now frozen in awe and fear. "They thought Earth was young, they thought humans were weak, and now they know we were the guardians all along. The elders have returned, and the galaxy will remember." The stars stretched endlessly beyond the fleet. The humans had made their presence known. The Council had assumed youth, weakness, and inexperience, but humans had proven otherwise. They were not conquerors, nor were they reckless. They were the elders, the quiet guardians who had watched over the galaxy for millennia. And now the galaxy would have to listen. Claire smiled at her team. "We have shown them enough for now. The Council will think, they will react, and they will learn, but the elders have returned, and nothing will ever be the same again." Lucas nodded. "Yes. And soon we will guide the galaxy, not with fear or force, but with the knowledge and patience of those who have walked among the stars for longer than any council remembers. Humanity is not young. We are the elders, and our time has come." The human fleet moved forward through the stars, silent, deliberate, and unstoppable. The galaxy had assumed Earth was young. They had assumed humans were inexperienced. They were wrong. Humans were the elders, and their watch over the galaxy had only just begun. The human fleet moved steadily through the Council's space, its ships glowing faintly against the blackness of the void. Captain Lucas Grant stood on the bridge of the flagship, his eyes fixed on the Council worlds ahead. The alien fleets had paused, unsure, hesitant. They had witnessed the demonstration of human power, the awakening of ancient systems, and the reactivation of technologies long thought lost. Now, silence hung across the galaxy like a thin veil. Ambassador Claire Morgan stood beside Lucas, her face calm and determined. For centuries, humans had waited for this moment. The Council had assumed Earth was young, that humans were inexperienced and weak. They had misjudged patience and wisdom. The humans had returned not to fight, not to conquer, but to guide, protect, and remind the galaxy of what it had forgotten. Dr. Ben Carter moved across the bridge, checking systems and reviewing data. "Every signal from the Council worlds shows hesitation," he said. They cannot comprehend what they are facing. They thought humans were young. Now they see the truth. Engineer Ethan Cole adjusted controls, ensuring every ship, every weapon, every defensive system was ready. Humans had long prepared for this, gathering knowledge and technology from ancient ruins, rebuilding what had been lost. They had waited, and now the moment had come. Historian Amy Brooks studied holographic projections of the Council fleet. They have strength, she said, but they lack perspective. They have never faced the humans as they really are. They have forgotten what the elders can do. Lucas turned to the team. We are not here to destroy them. We are here to remind them. But if they resist, they will feel the consequences of underestimating humanity. The elders are awake. The galaxy will remember. Outside, the stars shone faintly, distant and quiet. The Council ships hovered in uncertainty, their leaders communicating frantically. They had underestimated humans for too long. The humans did not strike first, but their presence alone carried authority, knowledge, and power older than most civilizations could imagine. Claire addressed the Council, her voice calm but carrying the weight of history. We do not come to conquer. We do not come to destroy. Humans have returned to remind the galaxy of what it has forgotten. We are the elders, the guardians, and the watchers. We have walked among the stars for longer than your records can measure, and we have returned to fulfill our responsibility. Varkin, the Council leader, appeared on the main screen. His long fingers trembled slightly as he tapped the console in front of him. Your claims, they cannot be verified. Your technology, your knowledge, it surpasses us. Why should we believe you? Lucas smiled faintly. You have already seen the proof. Our technology, our fleet, the systems we have activated, they speak for themselves. The galaxy has assumed Earth is young, but we have lived longer among the stars than you can imagine. We are the elders. We were here before your records began. We have guided civilizations, protected worlds, and ensured the survival of countless species. And now the time has come to remind you. A murmur spread through the Council fleets. Delegates whispered in alarm. Some were afraid, some incredulous, others still angry. They had assumed humans were weak, inexperienced, and easily guided. But the humans before them were calm, deliberate, and powerful. The galaxy had forgotten, but humans had not. Ethan activated another ancient system, one that had lain dormant for millennia. A network of defense beacons across multiple star systems lit up, sending pulses of energy into space. The Council ships trembled as the signals activated, showing technology that had been hidden from the galaxy for centuries. Shields flared and sensors overloaded. Even the most advanced Council vessels struggled to adapt. Amy studied the projections. These systems, they are connected. Humans built them long before the Council existed. They are defense, observation, and guidance systems all at once. The galaxy assumed we were young, but we are older than any records, stronger than any fleets, and wiser than any council. Claire's voice rang out again, steady and clear. We do not threaten you. We do not seek war. But we will not allow ignorance to dictate our place in the galaxy. Humans have returned not to conquer, but to guide. We are here to remind you of history, responsibility, and the role we have always played. The Council fleets hesitated, unsure how to respond. Some wanted to attack, believing humans were a threat. Others hesitated, realizing the humans' strength and knowledge. Fear spread like wildfire. They had misjudged humans for too long, and now hesitation had become their shield and their weakness. Lucas turned to Ethan. Prepare the communication link. It is time to show them the evidence they cannot deny. Ethan nodded, activating the link. Holographic projections appeared across the Council fleets, displaying ancient star maps, records of human colonies, and evidence of human guardianship across countless worlds. The Council delegates gasped as they saw the proof. Humans had guided civilizations, protected worlds, and fought wars to ensure life survived. The galaxy had been watched, shaped, and preserved by humans for longer than any Council records could measure. Amy stepped forward. You see now that humans are not new. We are not inexperienced. We are the elders. Our history has been forgotten, but it is not gone. We have waited, we have watched, and now we have returned to fulfill our responsibility once more. Varkin's voice trembled. This cannot be. How could we have forgotten? How could we have assumed humans were young? Lucas stepped closer to the main console. You assumed because it was convenient. You assumed because it made you feel safe. But history cannot be erased. Knowledge cannot be hidden forever. Humans have endured, guided, and protected. We are the elders, and the galaxy will remember. The council delegates exchanged nervous glances. They had underestimated humans, and now the consequences were clear. Systems that had lain dormant for millennia were active. Fleets that had been hidden and repaired were now operational. Humans had patience, knowledge, and power far beyond anything the council had imagined. Ethan activated one final system, a demonstration of human technology that left no doubt. Ancient defense arrays flared across multiple sectors, illuminating space with controlled energy pulses. The council ships trembled as their shields struggled against the energy. The humans did not attack, yet their presence alone demonstrated superiority. Amy whispered, "They cannot ignore this. The galaxy assumed Earth was young, but now the council sees the truth. We are the elders." Claire turned to Lucas. "It is time. We must remind them of our purpose, not with war, but with guidance. The galaxy needs humans to act, to protect, to lead. And we are ready." Lucas nodded. "Yes, humanity has returned, and we will do what we were always meant to do. The council assumed ignorance, arrogance, and fear. We assumed patience, knowledge, and responsibility. The galaxy will learn which is stronger." Outside, the stars seemed to shimmer as the human fleet moved into formation. Every ship, every system, every display spoke of centuries of preparation and wisdom. The council fleets, once confident, now trembled in silence. Humans had reminded them that they were not young, not inexperienced, and not weak. They were the elders. Claire addressed the council one final time. "We do not seek war, we do not seek dominance. We have returned to remind the galaxy that knowledge, patience, and wisdom are powerful. Humans have walked among the stars for longer than most can measure. We are the guardians, the watchers, the elders. The galaxy has assumed ignorance, but now it will remember truth." Varkan's voice was quiet, almost defeated. We understand. The council has misjudged humans. We see now that Earth is not young, that humans are not inexperienced." Lucas nodded. "Good, let that understanding spread. Let it guide the council and every species across the galaxy. Humans are not reckless. Humans are patient, wise, and strong. We have returned to remind the galaxy of its true history. We are the elders, and our watch has not ended." The council fleets began to fall back, unsure how to proceed. Humans had not attacked. They had not demanded submission. Yet the presence, the technology, and the history demonstrated power and wisdom beyond comprehension. The galaxy was silent, waiting, and listening. Ethan looked at the stars and said softly, "They will never underestimate us again." Amy smiled. "The elders have returned. The galaxy will remember." Claire turned to Lucas. "This is only the beginning. The council and the galaxy now know the truth. They will learn patience, respect, and wisdom, and we will guide them quietly, deliberately, as we always have." Lucas looked out at the stars. "The galaxy assumed Earth was young. They assumed humans were inexperienced. They were wrong. We are the elders, and our watch has only just begun." The human fleet moved forward, calm, deliberate, and unchallenged. The stars stretched endlessly beyond them, full of possibilities and life to protect. Humanity had returned not to conquer, but to guide. The council had learned a lesson they would never forget. Earth was not young, and humans were not naive. Humans were the elders, the quiet guardians of the galaxy, and their story had only just begun. And as the stars shone across the black void, humans prepared to reclaim their place, to guide the galaxy with wisdom, patience, and strength. The council had doubted them, feared them, and misjudged them. But the elders had returned. The galaxy would remember.